Hi, you all. Well, I'm a couple of minutes early and just waiting for everybody to come in, whoever's going to come in here. And then once we've got one or two in here, we'll start today's readings. And of course, if somebody would like to come and share some readings you'd like to share or some Bible passages, please do feel free to do so. And you're most welcome to do that. So yeah, I'm just sitting here having a cup of coffee and waiting to see who's going to come in and join in. And of course, today we've got readings from Genesis 2, Psalms 2, and Matthew 2. And we're just sort of going to keep going on, reading on. One or two passages we have from the Old Testament, then one passage from Psalms and Proverbs, and a passage from the New Testament. And we're just going to go on during the year. And of course, if somebody's got some extra you'd like to share, please do feel free, and you're most welcome. I've got alerts jumping up here everywhere, but we're just going to wait a couple of minutes and we'll see who's going to come in. It's all very quiet here today, isn't it? But then here it's a Sunday afternoon, and of course a late Saturday evening for most of my viewers. Oh, I'm going to have to get a thing to clean these glasses, I think. I'll probably need a wipe for this webcam too. That might sort of make the webcam a bit better. Just bear with me as I do that. So yeah, just grabbing a wipe. And hopefully that should improve everything. Improve my seeing and improve your seeing too. But then it's probably not a very good webcam. You know, it's just a built-in webcam on the laptop. Don't know if that's made a huge difference, but hopefully it's done something. These glasses are old and scratched a bit too, so that sort of cuts down the clarity of them. But anyways, that is what it is, I guess you could say. Yeah, just give everybody a couple of minutes and then we'll start. And, you know, I'll do this every Saturday evening for you all, or Sunday afternoon for me. It'll be like 15 minutes to an hour sort of thing. Just depends who comes on, how much we've got to read. Of course, if we get a shorter passage, we might sort of even do the next passage. And hopefully we can sort of get pretty much through the whole Bible within this year. So we'll just see how we go on that. But hopefully we can get through the whole lot within a year. But I'm going to start off Genesis 2. So if everybody who's listening would like to go and find Genesis 2 right at the start. And of course, I'm reading from the New King James Version. So if you've got different versions, the wording might be slightly different, but the meaning will be the same, of course. So we'll just open to Genesis 2. Oh, I see somebody's come in, so give you all a minute. So we're just going to start reading today from Genesis 2. If anybody's here would like to say hello, please do so. Well, I can have a look here. I mean, look at the chat. And of course, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up, as I could certainly do with some more of those. Excuse me. So just giving everybody a minute just to come in. And then we'll start at Genesis 2. Last week we read Genesis 1, of course. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the history of the heavens and the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. The Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made every tree grow, that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 river heads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and the onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes toward the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. Then the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to tend and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And the Lord God said, It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So that was Genesis 2. I may also read on Genesis 3 as well today. Then we'll go on to Psalms. And I need to write down just so that I keep track of everything that I've read, so that we can all keep track, and those who are following along. So Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, Has God indeed said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, We may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, You shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you that you should not eat? Then the man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. And the Lord God said to the woman, what is this you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate. So the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. Then to Adam he said, because you have heeded the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree of which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken. The dust you are, and to dust you shall return. Then Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Also for Adam and his wife the Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. And 23. Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. So I'll just have a couple of minutes break, and greetings to everybody who's come in to watch, and of course greetings and thank you to everybody who replays this later and watches this one later. And we shall turn to Psalms 2. And of course giving everybody a bit of a chance to find Psalms 2. And a big hello to anybody who's come in, and a big thank you. So first up we read Genesis 2 and 3 today, and we're going to read Psalms 2. And then we'll go on to Matthew. So Psalm 2. Why do the nations rage, and the people plot a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds in pieces, and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall hold them in derision. Then he shall speak to them in his wrath, and distress them in his deep displeasure. Yet I have set my king on my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree the Lord has said to me. You are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will give you the nations for your inheritance, and the ends of the earth for your possession. You shall break them with a rod of iron. You shall dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Now therefore be wise, O kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all those who put their trust in him. And we'll also read Psalm 3, since Psalm 2 wasn't such a long one. And we are hoping to get through the whole Bible this year, so it would be wonderful if we can get through the whole Bible, and of course getting through the whole Bible and not missing any verses or anything. So we're just going to read Psalm 3 today as well. A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. And starting at verse 1. Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God. Selah. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory and the one who lifts up my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. Selah. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves up against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. Selah. So now we're going to turn to Matthew 2, the first book of the New Testament. And last week we read Matthew chapter 1. So today we're going to start at Matthew chapter 2. Oh, hello Tofu. Hi there, great to see you. Yes, I'll be doing this around the same time Saturday for you, Sunday afternoon for me. And last week we started at Genesis 1, Psalms 1, and Matthew 1. So far this week we've read Genesis 2 and 3, Psalms 2 and 3, and we're now going to start at Matthew 2. And hopefully we can get through the whole Bible in this year, and, well, God willing, I should say. And of course, if somebody who comes to watch here has a chapter or a verse or a passage you wish to share, you're most welcome to do so. And there is one spot here, if somebody would even like to come up on camera and share a passage or a testimony of the Lord, there's a spot with the this Melon app that people can also even come up and share. So Matthew 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are not the least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler, who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod, when he secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me, that I may come and worship him also. When they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise man. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, and this is 18, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted, because they are no more. Now when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel. For those who sought the young child's life are dead. Then he arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judah instead of his father Herod. He was afraid to go there, and being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets. He shall be called a Nazarene. And of course, we're going to be back at around the same time next week, and we'll continue on reading from Genesis 4. And we'll probably read Genesis 4 and 5. Psalms 4 and 5. And Matthew 3. Oh, thank you, Tofu. Do we have anybody who'd like to share something? I'll actually I'll just see if I can get this link, and I'll share the link. And if somebody's got a passage you'd like to share, please do feel free. One of these days, if I can, I'd love to have Pastor Lon come up, but he's probably very, very busy. But it'd be great to see him one of these days, the homesteading pastor. Of course, any of you fellow Christians who'd like to come up and share something as well, you're most welcome, and it would be lovely and much appreciated. So I'm just going to give it about 5 minutes or so, and see if anybody wants to come up and share something. Otherwise, we'll sort of call it a day here, and I'll be back the same time next week, of course. And straight after here, I'm going to have to just set next week's Bible reading live stream and just get that set, so it's sort of, there on my channel and alerts going out, so anybody who wishes to see or come along can set a reminder. Oh, Star Homestead, great to see you. I didn't know if you'd be home yet from church or not because of your time difference, but wonderful to see you. And of course, we do have the link here if anybody would like to share a passage or a testimony or anything like that as well. And we're not going to be here that much longer unless somebody wants to share something. But I will be back around around the same time next week. And of course, if anybody wants to, share your own channel out, you can just put write in drop, of course. Type in drop because Nightbot is set up. So, oh, I see, Star. Yep, from 2:30 p.m. So, what time is it now for you? Current time here is 4 p.m. Oh, yes, 10:30 a.m. So, yeah, you've got a few hours now. new timings, yeah. So not the mornings anymore. And of course, if somebody's got a request for a verse or a passage you'd like me to read out, I'm quite happy to do that as well. I know when I did do this, the sharing of the word live streams last year, we actually had one or two people who wanted particular verses read out or shared, so I was really happy to do that. But I'll be coming up here weekly doing this and around the same time and hoping that we can get through the whole Bible this year. I've got chat going here too because it's sometimes a bit slow on Melon. Yeah, great goal for the year. I also have my own readings every morning. I've got an app that sort of or not an app, a journal that's been sent to me of readings, and there's a reading for each day. That'll actually get if you read it every day, the suggested reading, it sort of follows on. You'll actually get through the whole Bible a couple of times, 2 or 3 or 4 times. So it's quite useful to have that as well. But of course, nobody here else has got that, and even if I made it available, not everybody who comes here is going to have that, or could get it sort of beforehand. So best if I just sort of go with some, a set program. And last week I read, so it was a bit of a short one, just starting off, Genesis 1, Psalms 1, and Matthew 1. We sort of want to do one from the Old Testament at least, and then a passage from Psalms and Proverbs, and then a passage from the New Testament. And of course, today we read Genesis 4 and 5, Psalms 4 and 5, and Matthew 3. Because of course, it'll take longer to get through the Old Testament and Psalms and Proverbs what it will through the New Testament. Oh yes, thank you, Star. Well, I'm hoping to make sort of an easy enough schedule that anybody who comes in can follow along. Don't want to make it too complicated. And I should actually get into the description and write that in the description too, what we studied and what we will study and that sort of thing, just so make everybody's job a bit easier just to keep up. Well, we've been going about 40 minutes, so I'm going to go another 5 minutes unless there's something that somebody wants to share, and then I will call it a day. And of course, I'll be back here next week doing this. And of course, my general live streams during the week, of course, and normal video uploads, that sort of thing during the week. So I certainly won't be gone for a week. I'll be back up here, of course. And of course, if anybody's got any prayer requests, this is a good time for those, or praise requests as well. And happy to share any prayer requests. If somebody's sick or going through difficulties that would like prayers, of course, we're happy to do this. Same time every Sunday, Star, or every Saturday evening for some people, depending where everybody is. Sunday morning for you, of course, Star. So yeah, around the same time, starting at 3:30 p.m. my time. So that would make it 10 a.m. your time, I think, Star. You know, we might start a couple of minutes early, just waiting till somebody, you know, have it open till, you know, wait till somebody comes in, or a couple of minutes late, but it'll be around the same time. And I'll be doing it on either StreamYard or Melon, so there's a spot if anybody would like to come up and share on camera as well. Oh yes, that's wonderful, Star. No, not during weekdays. Just one day a week, Star. I'd like to be able to do things like this weekdays, but yeah, my schedule just won't allow. So if we just do it, you know, once a week, on Sunday for me, Saturday for some of my viewers, just depending where everybody is. Oh yes, cool. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah. If anybody wants their channel link, type drop as well. Don't mind somebody sharing their channel link. I'll just show you how that works. Got an iPod set up to do that. Obviously, I don't need to share out my channel link, but just showing that. Oh yes, very well. That's good. Start. Absolutely. If you'd like to pray for Star Homestead India for his health and the health of his livestock, that would be much, much, much appreciated. And of course, I'll be remembering you, of course, in my prayers myself. I'll just I'll write that down actually. Oh, you're most welcome. I do have I've got my pad next to me, and it also has readings in it every day too that I open it, or on every page. Today it's got on this page that I'm writing on today. The Lord God is my strength; He will make my feet like His feet, and He will make me walk on my high hills. Habakkuk 3:19. But this is the book I have that I just write my notes in. So next week, depending on where you are, if you're in the United States and Canada, it will be on the 21st of January. From 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, for Star India or in Australia, New Zealand and the like will be on January the 22nd. And I'm just going to write down our readings. Oh, hello, Tofu. You're most welcome. So next week we'll be reading Genesis 6 and 7. Psalm 4, maybe Psalm 5 as well. Just depends how long it is. And Matthew 4. From the New Testament. Oh, awesome. That's good to see, Star. January 22nd noted. Should be, I think your time, 10 a.m., around 10 a.m. And of course, I'll be doing it again on Melon. So if anybody watching here today would like to share something next week, of course, let me know and I can get you the link to come up. Yeah, wonderful. Yep, 10 a.m. About 3:30 or 3:30 p.m. for me Sunday afternoon. Awesome. So yeah, a couple more minutes and then I'll call it a day here and relax. And I've got a few more passages to read myself. Somebody's just sent me a few passages to have a look at, so I'll have a bit of a look and a study of them myself. And of course, a big, big, big thank you and appreciation to everybody who's come here. And of course, a big appreciation to everybody who will run this again later, because I know there's quite a few people who re-watch my lives. And especially these lives, I'll watch them again. So a big appreciation, a big thank you. We do have to also remember in our prayers Andy and Peggy Page of Page Family Homestead. Andy's back in hospital again. He's having some trouble with his heart and lungs, I believe. So if you can keep Andy Page in your thoughts and prayers, and his wife Peggy, and they're situated in Ontario, Canada. And of course, when I saw the message that Andy was back in hospital, I'd said a quick prayer myself as soon as I saw the message. So if you could remember Andy Page of Page Family Homestead, that would be much appreciated. Anyways, we're going to call it a day here now. Yeah, I hope he gets well soon and they both are okay. Well, the Lord has kept Andy in his hand for sure, because last year Andy actually had cancer. It was a cancer in the bladder, and of course he'd had operations and radiation, all of that, but there wasn't much hope that they'd get rid of it. But a miracle of the Lord that the cancer was completely gone and is still completely gone. It's a miracle, and like Peggy and Andy are saying too, it's a miracle, because the doctors never thought that they could get rid of it completely, and just whatever chemo and that would just sort of hold it for a while. So really great news. That was last year. And of course, Andy's been left with a lot of health issues through all that, of course. But, we've just got to pray and hope in the Lord. And if the Lord chooses to do so, he will heal him. So just remember him in your thoughts and prayers, and his wife, Peggy. But their channel, Page Family Homestead, I'll actually write it down here. What's this thing doing? I think their full channel name's Page Family Homestead, Our Journey Back. But of course, if you just search Page Family Homestead, that will find them. But a wonderful channel and really wonderful people. Anyways, I've talked enough today. I'm going to, well, I was live yesterday talking enough yesterday too. So I'm going to call it a day here and thank everybody who's come on. Take care. God bless. And until next week, bye-bye.